Okay. Right. Shall I do you, Natalie?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So Natalie's had a good week. She's had a lot going on in her head at the moment, and she has just got some cards from, I can't remember who you said.
It's
The
they're by Edward Harpin, you know, from the tree. You know, he owns the tree.
Oh, wow. He's
And
doing
he's
some.
just written a book, and I bought the book, which is amazing. And I've also got these intention cards. So I just read one out because it was really helpful to me.
Wow.
and it's basically about I am like the open sky. So the card, and it's basically just not trying to change things that you can't change. So things change all the time, and it's just basically accepting it is what it is, and thoughts and feelings, and just letting go, and remembering what's behind it overall. So that made a lot of sense to you this week. Getting things into perspective a bit, and we were all just talking about the practice, so we all are kind of building up to that. We're just doing the full thing, just doing. She's been doing bits and bobs of it. But yeah, I think that was all of it. And is that okay?
Yeah, yeah, good.
So all good, Natalie.
Yeah, all good, thank you. Yes, yay.
Mowing through beautifully. Okay, so who are you doing? Mowing
Shall I do
through.
Chris?
I feel like mowing a lawn calmly.
Yeah, I'll do Chris. So Chris had a fiery week, was her
Oh.
words. Um she's she's been working well on the practice, but she's found she's focused in on two specific kriyas of the second chakra rather than doing it all, because she's got into a really nice blend of her own practice. So she's including a certain amount of sun salutations, A and B, and then she really likes some of the practices that she's learned with the root chakra, so she wants to carry on with it. So she's creating her own blend, but then we'll build up to some more of the second chakra practice as she goes through. She's got deep into the reading this week. She did the third chapter of the mind, and
I've just got it.
and then she was saying that she showed us the Guru Jarrett's book that she's got quite into. And there were two bookmarks in there because it's a used book that she has. And there's two bookmarks in there, and she was looking for any significances in the pages that they were in. That's it, Invincible Living. And the first one was about the nervous system, saying that if your nervous system's balanced when you fall asleep quite quickly. And she said, well, I'm obviously doing something right because I'm falling asleep like that. So we ticked that one off as a good one. And then the second bookmark said about, it had a message on it. I'll share it with Sophie because it's quite, I mean, that in itself is significant, I guess.
So it says, oh, there's two sides. I forgive everyone, including myself. I release the past with acceptance and love. And on the other side, it says, willingness is the crack in the door, inviting spirit to enter.
That didn't know that bit. She was saying about the massage of the armpits. I mean, I'm so into my ears at the moment. I'm not sure that I'm not. I don't know if I'm ready to move on to the armpits, but that's the plan. So thanks for that reminder, Chris. And then we were talking a bit about Yogi Bhajan, and Chris has been doing a bit of research. And there was quite a few references in that bookmark on the page it was in about sex, weren't there? So
Yeah.
read into that what we will, but
yeah.
No, but it sounds like you've had a good week and it's all nicely balanced.
Yeah.
Wonderful, thank you. And Chris?
So we just all listen to each other now, don't we? But so Michelle, she's been away with a friend. And one thing I think, like the highlight, and I know you can obviously tell that Michelle's getting really into it, and you're doing module 1 and module 2 at the same time. And I can tell that you're doing loads of study and you're really up to date with your reading. And I think you said that you're finding it best if you do it over maybe 1.5 days rather than spread it out, because by the sounds of it, you are doing it a lot. And I feel like you're finding that's a bit more manageable, and you feel a bit more in control. Maybe was it in control with your practice, so Michelle, actually? You're more in control.
Yeah, I've just done everything like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, like did the bulk of it rather than, I'm doing the practices, but just trying to do the kind of theory and stuff in a couple of days rather than a bit each day. It seems to work a bit more.
Yeah, and you've downloaded, so you've been introduced to Audible, and you said, sorry, I can't remember where you said you live, but you said you live quite far out, and I think you maybe spend enough time in the car to be able to listen to some of these texts again. Is it the sutras that you kind of listen to that you're finding quite difficult, and you found it easier to kind of understand if you maybe listen to them again? Was that right? Which sounded really good, actually. It sounded like a really good idea, because they can be quite heavy, can't they? And if you're trying to read them late at night and you're tired, it can be, you tend to read over them again and again, I tend to find. And then you've been outside lots doing a bit of gardening, which sounds beautiful because it's been beautiful weather. And then you said you were struggling with the new practice, but I'm not convinced that you were struggling with it, but maybe you found it like challenging. Is that right, in terms of like walking on your elbows? And because I feel like you might sail through it, like, but yeah, you said the new practice is a bit trickier, but you enjoying things like the meditation part of it. Is that
I think this one lulls you into a false sense of security, doesn't it? Because you start with this lovely, like, meditation, and then you do that lovely stretch for 3 minutes, and then something else, and then bang, it's like on your elbows, sit up so your legs wide, and walking back, and it's like, get a sweat.
It's all good, isn't it?
Yeah, that's exactly it, yeah.
Michelle's particularly glad I did 20 seconds back walking. So, right, so let's get to our mats. Let's get to Ajna. I'm going to do Ajna today, and you're going to be carrying on with your practice. Whilst we're doing Ajna, I'm just going to tell you that your homework is to start planning. Ideally, if you can have something ready for next week, amazing. If not, don't worry, we will be doing it when we meet. A half-hour Kundalini set. It does not have to be continuous Kundalini. It can be a crisp blend. But I want you to start designing something this week.
Can I just ask on this then? So it doesn't. So can you mix up all the exercises?
You can mix them up.
You mix them up, and
so, for example, when we're looking at Ajna, it'll say Ajna's got traditional postures are bound lotus, yoga mudra, parivrita. So you could do Ajna and you use lots of lotus postures or something. That's an idea if you wanted to do Ajna.
And do you want like a meditation in it, or do you just want the physical postures?
I want you just to. I'm letting you be free at the moment, so just choose what's blended with you. We have not done with you lesson planning yet, have we, Michelle? Shall I just remind us of the lesson planning? Just go back here.
Sorry, I don't know if I've understood that properly. Are we focusing on one chakra of the Kundalini, or can we do a blend of different chakras with a blend of other stuff?
We're not doing one particular one. We're doing a blended class, or you can do a chakra if you're feeling like that's what you want to do. But whatever you're drawn to today. So maybe meditate on it, and then you might come up with a title.
Okay.
Or if you want to be structured, just choose a chakra.
Okay.
I'm just going back out this back in to find the outline. Chris, have you got any thoughts what you're going to do?
But did you know that I was thinking about it, Sophie? Did you? Because I was literally just thinking in my head. But yeah, I think so. Do you want me to tell you what I was thinking? Or do we just
Well,
do it?
maybe if you know what you're doing, keep it as a surprise.
Okay, I'll surprise you.
But I'm just going to share with Michelle and remind you guys what we're doing here. So maybe there. So this is Michelle, I'm just going to share this in on WhatsApp. So it's really useful to have this as a lesson plan outline, and you can use it for pretty much everything. So you're going to, in your 30 minutes, you're going to have an opening. So this is when you say what it's about. You ask people how they are. You get them to reflect back. So, I mean, you know, in the old days it was, have you got any injuries?
Right.
Now it's how you're feeling, or, you know, are you pregnant, or anything that, let them reflect back. Have you had a bad week? That sort of thing. Then you're going to bring the pranayama in, so the breath in. So what you could do here in Kundalini is you could bring a Kundalini breath in, or a meditation, but maybe make it quite short. So maybe 3 minutes, not a long one here.
Yeah.
Then you would have your warm-up part where you would be warming up the bones. And getting to the warm-up part, we would get to 15 minutes. Because when 15 minutes occurs, then the synovial joints, Michelle, you know this, start to turn from butter to oil. So everything, the body starts to move. There's also been scientific investigations into the mind. Every time we exercise it, we need to get to 15 minutes, and then the serotonin kicks in. So that's why we just do everything slowly for the first 15 minutes. Then in the asana period, that's when you will have your kriyas, or your bits of asana, or your vinyasa flows. And then you will finish with a meditation or a quick checkout, your choice. And then you close the class and check everybody's okay. She's got it. Yeah, she's got it. Right, stop share. I'm just sharing that into our little group. Everybody's got, you two, Natalie and Chris, you've got your head around this now, haven't you? Yeah. And Michelle, I'm sure you've done this about 100 times, 1,000 times.
That would be fine, I think.
I'll share it as a link into the group, and then you should be able to just go file print if you need it.
Are we teaching this next week?
If you can, but if you can't, we'll see. We'll see how much time we have. We'll play it by ear. Yeah?
Yeah.
Because when we come to our 3 days, we'll be building up to doing an hour. So if we've got something a little bit, half an hour, then we can feel more confident when we're doing our hour, can't we? Okay, do you want to have a wee break and then we'll get to the mat? All good? Yeah. No other questions? Everybody all right?
Yeah.
Do you know, you're the best class in the world? And also, Much better than 13-year-old boys.
What did you?
Teaching yesterday. No, day before. Nightmare.
What happened?
Just kids. They're just hard, aren't they?
Okay.
Just like. I've made some really good friends, to be honest. Found some future leaders.
How old is it? Your daughter?
How old's my daughters? They're 16 and 18.
What were you doing teaching at a school?
Yeah, I was just going in doing some supply in Boroughbridge, and decided that I haven't got time to keep going in because it was okay. It was like how do I describe it? It's a bit like Adolescence. Have you seen Adolescence on Netflix?
Oh, I've heard of it. No, I've not. No.
Yeah, it's a bit like that. I've half been doing it because my kids are going into GCSE A levels, and I used to be like a proper teacher, and I can go back in and be a supply teacher. So I was half going in because I wanted to see whether the schools had changed in any way, shape, or form, because they won't let you in as parents, will they? So I'm half spying, half like pretending to be a teacher. Well, I am a teacher, but at the same time, nothing has changed. Unbelievable. Chris knows this.
What? Teacher? It's hard
Just
to
needs more money. Needs more money in
Oh,
those
God.
schools.
I've got
They need-
34. Yes.
You are
I've got 34 children in my class now.
too many. Sorry, I'm getting all political. Should we do that at the end?
Yeah.
Anyway, hats off to this, Chris. Proud of you. Right, let's go in.
Recording in progress.
Right, guys, can you hear me?
Yeah.
We are going to do Ajna. I'm just going to share up Ajna, the track. Right. All good? Okay, I'm just going to mute, guys. There we go. Right.
Mamankuna shamankuna kailarini. Mamankuna shamankuna kailarini. Simplesmente quanto simples, simplesmente. That.
Are we excited?
Gracias, Viracocha.
It's crazy. There's a crazy ayahuasca track being played right now. Okay, so we're going to go into the brow chakra, the psychic eye. This is the reason to do yoga is to become psychic, guys. And your awareness is just heightened everywhere. The colour is indigo. Do we have anything indigo? Oh, I'm indigo. You got anything else indigo? Okay, bring the indigo into your mind. Maybe even let's just close our eyes. Think we're in a room full of light. And just bring in that indigo light into the room. Breathe in. Breathe out. The sound is Om. Deepen the breath. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 2 lotus petals above your head. My intuition is strong. I trust my intuition. There is no element at all to this chakra. No element at all, because it is everything. It is everything and nothing. Anandamaya kosha. So all the thoughts that are coming in, the different ethers that are connecting you and me, connecting you and your family, the whole planet is all connecting across the Anandamaya kosha. The traditional posture is lotus, yoga mudra. Any mudras that you do are traditional postures. Anything twisted, parivrita, anything twisted round is squeezing and opening and moving those energies. So when you're doing parivrita trikonasana, parivrita parvakonasana, any of those twists, Ardha Matsyendrasana, a good one. Solfeggio frequency 852, which is a really high pitch, really high note. So as you're noticing, each chakra has a different note and it's just moving up the scale. And 852, connecting to higher pitches. Notice who can hear those notes as well. Some people can't hear that high. Children can hear that high. Children are more clairvoyant than adults. Animals can hear that high. So this is the frequency we're trying to get to. Juniper, peppermint, rosemary, geranium. So get some rosemary on your potatoes. Sapphire, quartz crystal, amethyst, sodalite, azurite, and everything governing the head, headaches, migraines, visual disturbances, anything around the head. Also the throat as well, but mainly around the head. Nightmares, that sort of thing. So to start off, we're going to do the 6th chakra kriya. Both thumbs are together. Put pressure on the 3rd eye point. Hands pressing together above the forehead. Press firmly, rolling the eyes in and up to the 3rd eye space. And imagine you are breathing through this 3rd eye point. That's beautiful. We're going to do this for 3 minutes, keeping the breath long. And after 3 minutes, we're going to sit quietly with our hands in our laps and mentally inhale and exhale sat. Nam. If your 6th chakra is imbalanced, you completely block anything that cannot be seen and felt. So you're blocking everything that cannot be seen and felt. And it'll everything I do in these classes is on my knees, isn't it? Stop crawling. Never stop crawling. 3 minutes. Are we ready? Thumbs to the 3rd eye point. Let's go. Just breathing deeply, rolling the eyes up. Just allow the body to open. Shoulders softening. Squeeze everything together. Let it go. One more time, squeeze. Let it go. Again, squeeze. And let it go. Arms out to the side. Inhale, sat. Exhale now. Inhale, sat. Exhale now. Inhale, sat. Exhale now. Sat. No. Sat. No. Okay. Next one. Our bowing exercise. So sit comfortably on your heels. And then both palms on the floor in front of your knees. And lift the head up. Inhale, exhale, forward fold to the floor. The idea is that the third eye touches the floor. And we're going to continue that for 3 minutes. So get going already. You're going to chant Sat as you come up, Nam as you come down. Even though it looks weird, I have to say that most of the visions that I've had are when I've been doing this one. So there's something, I'm sure there's something in it. Okay, are we ready? Let's go. Inhale. Sat. Nam. Mm. 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 Just try and get all the forehead down to the floor. Okay, squeeze everything. And release. Again, squeeze. And release. One more squeeze. And release. Your eyes closed. Just feel any changes. Okay, moving on to the next one. Finding subtlety. Sitting on the floor on the heels, rolling the eyes up to the third eye again. Inhaling sat. Exhaling down. Extend the arms straight out to the side, parallel to the ground. Thumbs up, fingers tucked in. Begin rotating the hands at the wrist with the thumb, moving up and down, up and back down, up and back down, up and down. We've done this one before, but it's in here as well. Let's go. Up and down, up and down, and down, up, down. That's it. So inhaling, sat up, down, sat, down, sat, down, sat, down. Always trying to keep in line with the arms. Turning the eyeballs in and up to the space between the eyebrows. Keep that going. Sat, sat, down, sat, down. Indigo light into the body. Breathing in, sat, down, sat, down, sat, down, sat, down. If it gets too much, bring your arms down and rest, but go back in. Always go back in. You can always go back in when you're ready. That's it. It just makes you really strong, this. It just makes you really strong, and it doesn't let you give up anything. Okay, rest. Well done. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. And go. Again, squeeze. And let go. One more squeeze. And let go. Okay. It's stimulating the master gland for increased intuition and wisdom. Close your eyes, cross your legs, extend the arms straight out, parallel to the ground. Inhale, sat. Bring the thumbs towards the shoulders, not quite touching. Exhale, nam. Sat, nam, sat, nam. 2 minutes, because I know it's been hard on our arms. Sorry. If you go to, and I don't know, Natalie's probably done one, but if you go to these events, we have to have a like school trip down to London, won't we? You go to one of these events, they're all like this, like for 21 minutes. God. And you kind of get through it. So 2 minutes is easy. We're going to be fine. We're going to be fine. Shoulders soft, chest open. Sat, nam, sat, nam, sat, nam. That's it. Going. Try and keep the arms in line with the shoulders. Focus on the space between the eyebrows still. So, 1 more minute. Nearly there. Keep going. Sat now. So what's changed? We're not sitting on our heels anymore. We're across legs, so we're opening up the hips a little bit more, but the energy's still moving up the spine, moving up through the neck, up to the forehead. Just imagine again this indigo light streaming into there, into the space between the eyebrows. Sat, now, sat, now, filling you up. Intuition. Energy changes, subtleness. 12 more seconds. And rest. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Okay. 2 more. Squeeze. Go. 1 more squeeze. Now keep your eyes closed. Rest those arms. Feel how heavy the arms can feel. Feel the energy moving through you. So for the 6th one, 6th chakra meditation, I'm just going to share a really lovely song. You may have heard it before, you may not, but it's really good. Not really on this. So, Down the bottom. So play it, press play. Hello, push, push. Got it? Okay, nice and up. Okay, so what we're going to do, take a little bit of seal with us. Right arm up. Thumb to a little finger. Got the shoulder down. Make sure the cats are okay. Right. Right, so we're gonna, the mantra is I am. But you can use seal, so I am. I might put myself on here. Have a little listen. So just repeat I am. I am. I am. Oh, I am. The cats always sit on my pillow. I am. I am. She thinks she is. I am. Close your eyes. I am. Turn your eyeballs up to the space between the eyebrows. Remember who you are. I am. Nothing will change you. You are you. You create you. You are the center of your own universe. Anything that sways that, it's not allowed anymore. You are you. I am. I am. Know the song. I am. In the breath. You are. Keep that on going, Michelle. Come on, Natalie, I know. I am. And give me a little wave. I am. God bless the children. I am. We love them. I am. Think about who you are each time. What you like doing, who you are. What is you? What is the child within you? What is the child within you? Who you are. God bless the children. As we love them. Channeling energy through the hand, down the arm, into the shoulders, into the head, going right round the body. Thumb is to the little finger, palm is flat on the knee. Energy moving, shifting through the body. We're guiding that energy through that body. And all the band is tight, 30 degrees. 30 degrees, 30%. Deepen the breath. Make sure all cats are happy around you. And the breath. And dogs also. Don't forget the dog. All arms. Keep going. Breathe through it. Breathe through it. Deep breath. Nearly there. Nearly there. Chest high. Okay, squeeze, squeeze the body, squeeze. Well done. And that's all. 2 more squeezes. Last one, squeeze. Okay, find a jumper, find something warm, make sure. I'd like us to try and put the first track on the Ajna playlist on, if you can, which is a bit of a bonkers one, but I think it might be quite fun to see what happens in your meditation when you do it. When you've finished your meditation, then let yourself go out, go and get a drink, and I'll meet you back at my desks, okay? So this, I'm going to put myself on. Ooh. Ancestors. Ancestors. You see it? Ancestors. Yeah, bonkers. Have a go. Just see what happens. Okay, everyone. Interesting. How was that for you? Oh, how was that for you guys?
Good.
Did you get anything on your meditation?
I was just really relaxed, actually.
Well, go on.
Well, it's the strength. It's kind of that stamina. I think that that chakra can bring. Obviously, the intuition and the insights, but it's also quite powerful in terms of that endurance, stamina, strength, warrior, that kind of energy. I find, which I like. I like that. Very different to the root chakra, isn't it?
Yeah. That not giving up thing, that not giving up power. It really brings it on really strongly. Let's go in here. Right, so where are we? Go back into. I had lots of visions just then again. It was mad.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I was just loving you mean at the end, the meditation, right? I love the music. I love anything remotely tribal. It just kind of does something to me. So I was quite focused in on the sounds that they were making and that kind of, yeah, that primal tribal energy. I get a bit lost in that. Love it.
On this one now. Okay, go with this. Okay, I'm just going to share my screen with you. So, I did, you know, like we were having this conversation about yoga pajama, and I did share my thoughts with Gumuk, and she did respond.
Oh,
And yeah, she's doing an event down in London. I can't get to it, but I might do it online. She's doing, I think it's in June. But she also shared some books for us, further books, rather than ones which are a little bit clearer of the Yogi Bhajan. So I'm going to type it in the chat actually. They're all by Harijot Kaur. And she was like, well, I know Harijot, it's absolutely fine. So I'm going to, if you can just Google Harijot Kaur. I'm getting them all anyway, so it's fine. But if you want to have a look at those two, Harijot Kaur. Okay. But as we've been saying all along, or I've been saying all along, she said, just follow the teachings. The teachings are what we're following. And also, I'm reminded. I think it was Laura who was like going, "Oh, I'm just really worried about it, everything." And I thought, do you know what I thought? I thought about those people in the post office, how they'd been like arrested and lost everything over conversations. And I just thought, well, we don't know. And even if we do know, why would somebody write such an amazing stuff for people and then be like that? The whole thing is out of my zone of knowledge. But all I know is that what good it does my body and how it affects me in my body. And anything around the other side of things, well, I think we just have to just focus on, and in life you have to do it. In war you have to do it. In your everything you just have to focus on what's good and pure and true. And it's really hard, isn't it? It's really hard. Really hard. So I've got another little passage which is from the 21 Stages of Meditation book. Did anybody get that one?
Yeah,
I've got that one.
I did.
Yeah.
You got that one?
Yeah.
Oh, where is it?
So is it quite like I'm a woman?
It's not at all. It's like 21. I think I was on top of everything and then I've moved it. Okay. I think it might be in the studio, unless it's. Oh. Anyway, I've got a copy here. Here it is anyway. I just thought we'd just think about this, see how we go. So let's have a look. So this is about changing our identity, and each layer that we shed, or each like little room that we go into. One room we go and become a teacher, one room we go and become a mum, another room we go and do this. And this is about being a teacher. So I wondered if our teacher, which teacher shall I call upon of us? Natalie, would you like to start reading?
Teacher, your
Yeah.
identity shifts. You are a teacher. Your mind has but one calling: to love, serve, obey, and excel. People come to you. They find you according to their destiny. They come with divided minds. They suffer from the conflicts that you have now mastered. They long to experience the unisonness of their spirit. You elevate the life of each person and deliver the touch of grace. You chisel off the final remnants of ego. Then you pull them toward the infinite as you confront the pieces of their fractured identity and ask them to elevate themselves. You bless all to find their innocence, integrity, and commitment. As a tool in the hand of God, you deliver each person back to an experience of their infinite self, acting only as needed. Through the grace of God and Guru, deliver them to the feet of the Guru.
Okay, so what do you think this means?
Does it mean it doesn't? Does it? Do you think it maybe means it doesn't really matter what you're teaching? You know, not like from like, you know, like Christina as a school teacher, that kind of thing. So everybody could be a teacher. We can all teach someone to be a better person from our experience of being good in certain areas.
Nice.
Yeah, maybe. You know, if someone's gets caught up in certain things, you know, teaching them how to get over that, and just like what your thing was saying earlier on, Natalie, the seeing past, you know, the things that are going past, and just let it go, and you know, being the best you can, really.
So I also read it as you do the work and then you guide others to do the work. but you have to do it first. So you have to eradicate your ego. You have to chisel the remnants of yourself before you can obviously guide others to do so. So it's that lead by example concept. That's how I interpreted a lot of it.
Yeah, that's really important, isn't it, Lee? To go through that process, because otherwise you can't convey it to others. That's right. It would be very hard for you not to teach and not do your, I mean, you will notice when you've finished who has and who hasn't done their daily practice.
Mm.
You will see that, like, it will be so obvious. It will be like, well, you clearly haven't done it because you've not gone that deep. But, and yet that's judgmental as well, you know, that acting as only needed as well, only guide what you need,
Mm.
you know, allowing that space for people to learn themselves and find things themselves within your class. Okay, let's go in. Let's go in a little bit more. Oh, what was that? Sometimes I wonder about myself. What have I done? This stage is also known, I'll read this because why should you try and work? This stage is also known as the master. It represents a profound shift in both our sense of identity and our capacity to guide ourselves and others. As a stage of meditation, it requires us to begin in Shunya, which we developed in earlier stages. For in Shunya, it becomes easier to drop the ego and shift our focus onto the soul, the infinite self. So we're moving from that thinking self to the self behind the thinking self. And the central capacity of this stage is to discern, confront, and eliminate the gap between ourself and our consciousness, between our reactive thoughts and feelings and our intentions, between our clear awareness that is the soul, the infinite formless self. So in your meditations, you'll be feeling this, I hope you are, I'm sure you are, this sense of this thinking brain that keeps coming into us. We're sort of like almost trying to wipe it all the time because, and actually it's not us. It's like this thinking brain that's coming in, and then the person behind it is that's you, that's your sat nam, and this thinking brain is right in front of you. And you can have someone who's a teacher and who's just using the thinking brain without using anything, any higher wisdom of the deep self here. It's wonderful to know, but hard to do, because the thinking self gets in and can get in. Okay, let's go, carry on. Who wants to read this bit? Michelle, can you see it? Glasses on. Glasses on.
I need to get my magnifying glasses on.
The purple ones today. Yeah, lovely. Can you see it? Because I'm so sorry, it's not that clear. No, just carry on last time.
We have,
Okay.
when we practice and refine the capacity of this stage, we become a chisel. I can't really read this, it's too small.
Let's go again here.
Try it again? Yeah, there you go. When we practice and refine the capacity of this stage, we become a chisel for the one.
I'm so sorry, it's terrible.
We can identify areas of our minds which harbour our conflicts and fractured identity. We elevate each errant thought and each inner crisis as we connect and project them to our infinite self. We chisel our minds to experience the unisonness of our spirits. We bless ourselves with direct truth and the discipline to live our innocence, integrity, and commitment. We need this final unmasking in order to continue to elevate towards the final stage of meditation, the infinite pulse. Our growing awareness strikes each thought like a chisel and knocks away anything unnecessary. We go to the essence and beyond that to the origin of each thought. We attune to the path our soul declares and keep the mind on track. We follow the path laid before us. In this stage, our meditation corrects our missteps before they happen. We realign to our path quickly whenever we wherever we stray. It is a completely neutral process of witnessing, assessment, and correction. As Yogi Bhajan said, consciousness at this stage is the ability to say no to nonsense and to uplift ourselves. The teacher, as a stage of meditation, must be applied beyond polarity. We see the negative and the positive, each balanced in relationship to the other. We begin to see the diagonal energy at play. We become completely open and accept what is as we experience it, as the truth of ourselves and our actions. There are no dark corners, no hidden agendas that escape our view. As we meditate, we sit in the full brilliance of the inner sun which lights our way. When we begin to put aside the burden of the ego, we start to accept our own depth and dimension as a human being. We are radiant. From the very beginning, we're given all the wisdom in every cell to uncoil our potential and be who we are. At this stage, we lean on that reality and remove all negativity and every excuse. We meditate with the perfect balance of compassion and discipline. When we observe our own mind or investigate the condition of others, we remain centered and clear. We're undeterred by discomfort or comfort, by emotional judgments of good or bad, or doubt and certainty. The first gap between ourself and our consciousness, which we confront at this stage, is trust. Self-trust. As the preacher, we could explain, direct, and share our ideas and feelings, but the teacher is not a preacher. Here we must apply our consciousness to identify and drop self-belittlement, self-doubt, and egotism. We must polish ourselves on the touchstones of consciousness. Now, this is a simple law. First, you must trust yourself, and then only you can trust the teacher. Once the trust in your teacher is 100%, only then can you trust. If you don't want the teacher, don't have it. If you don't want God, don't have it. If you don't want yourself, don't have it. Whose problem is this? It's simply your problem. You have been made that way, you don't know anything else. You satisfy yourself with the preachers. Preachers are not teachers, and teachers are not preachers. They are two different words. The teacher does not talk about truth all the time. He makes it happen. He is a chiseler. He chisels you to carve out of you what is authentically just you. A preacher just tells you what you should be. A preacher tells you what it should be and leaves you to do it. A teacher will grab you and just do it. Now, the self, what is the self we're talking about? There is a formula. You have notion about self, you think you have a self or that there is a self, you think about it. Then it is not only a notion. When you start thinking, the moment you get the thought, you have the object because thought makes you work on the object of the thought. You have the intuition that you have a self, you have the notion that you have a self, you have the performance that you have a self, you have the experience that you have a self, but you've not found it. Why? When everything is there, why couldn't you find it? Because you have no trust in yourself. So whatever your self is, you won't trust it. Everybody has the self, everybody knows the self, and everybody finds the self, but nobody trusts the self. Nobody.
Not necessarily, huh?
Sorry?
Not necessarily. Disagree with him slightly.
I agree. I disagree as well.
Because we have to trust the self, don't we? We have to, that's what we're working on. That's what we're working on now. And they're calling Jesus, Moses, Nanak. Yeah, I don't know why God has made us like that. He must have given, it's funny, he gave us everything in our structure, but there is a gap to acquire the total end of it.
Oh,
Interesting.
he's talking about the higher self. Sorry, he's talking about the highest. We can trust the higher,
Yeah.
but not the self we identify with normally. Is that right?
So how do you identify with your higher selves, guys? Do you know about that higher self of yourself, of your own? I mean,
Yes.
it's a concept.
For me, through meditation, through being in nature, through not being distracted with the modern world, that's how I feel I can tap into the thing that's greater than me, which I also refer to as the highest, as my higher self. That's the intuition that can come by being still, by meditating, and connecting with the wonder of the world rather than the day-to-day of the world, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Michelle?
Is it talking about like your soul?
Well, that's it. Interesting, isn't it? So when we meditate, the idea of meditating, when you're just counting back, you're going. So when we do a counting meditation, we count from 20 down to 1. And then if we get a thought that comes in the way, you have to go back to 20, because that thought is your thinking self. So you slowly start to watch the mind with meditation and notice what the thoughts are coming in and realize that they are just that. They are only thoughts. So behind the thoughts is something else.
Yeah.
Have you found that at all?
Not really, because I've kind of only like started like meditating and stuff through doing this course. So I'm looking at things in a different way. I definitely am, and everything that we're doing in the course is, it's all kind of tying in together. And everything is, it's making a bit of sense. I mean, I've got different ideas from like when I did Reiki and stuff, and a lot of this is all the same kind of thing. So yeah.
So when you're in daily practice, or even when you're in Reiki, you're finding a flow, aren't you?
Yeah, and again, and for me, I've got a very, very busy mind, so this is all really good for me to try and control my thoughts. I said to you last week, I think maybe I've had this like horrible stuff going on in my mouth. I had it really badly over the whole of December, and I went to the dentist, and I was quite worried about it because it was just like all these horrible symptoms, and he looked in my mouth and he's like, well, it's fine, and he's referred me to the hospital, but the hospital I've only just come back last week, but it's kind of gone. But I know that it's me, it's stress, and through these breathing exercises that I'm getting on this course, I've been able to do some of those exercises and that feeling goes away. One of them's a really dry mouth, and that goes away when I am not thinking, oh, I've got a dry mouth. When I'm thinking like what you're saying, or like count back from, do that 20 meditation. I did that last night. I was at a sound bath last night, and my mouth was all going dry, and that was all I could think about. So I tried that. So I know that I need to be more in control of what my mind's doing, because left came to its own devices, it can concoct all sorts of things, so this is really, really, really useful and helpful to me.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
They call it the wild horses of the mind.
Yeah. I
You're
don't know if I've answered your question, but I think,
Yeah.
But you're healing yourself by the sounds of it, Michelle. You're doing amazing self-healing by being able to feel into that and, you know, concentrate on it and still the mind, and it's happening. And that's amazing.
yeah, but yeah, it is amazing. I mean, because I've accepted this hospital appointment, but just in case, but I don't think it is. But like all the symptoms I'd said to the dentist, are they all stress? They went, they can, yeah. All of that could be stress. And as soon as he said that it wasn't something like life-threatening, funnily it started to go. But like I know that when I can't focus on anything else, if I'm doing this like sat nam, you know, I can't be thinking, oh, your mouth's dry as well, and it's not. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it definitely all makes sense about how powerful your mind is and how you really need to get on top of that. It really-
Yeah. It makes sense. And yeah, you're right. The chanting is another way.
Definitely. And again, like the focus of like, you know, earlier on when we were doing the balances and, you know, like you can't stand there and focus on balancing and not fall over and start to think about what you're making for the dinner. Do you know what I mean? You just can't. So yeah, it's all amazing. Yeah, it's amazing. Love it.
Oh, wow. Chris, what's your thoughts on the higher self? Apart from Robin being your higher self.
Apart from what?
Robin.
What do I think about the higher self? So I've always found stuff to do with the mind interesting. And I think the mind can be really powerful in lots of different ways. I really believe in visualizing things. And then I do think that if you can positively visualize things, you do somehow, I don't know how it works, but I do think it leads to things happening. So, but that's a bit of a positive mindset, isn't it? But I do, when I read the Yoga Sutras, and there's a common thread through every single one of these books that you read, it's about you behind your emotions and your ego and your personality. And for me, I feel like that's a universal energy that we all have, and it's the thing that connects us all together. So, and I do think about it quite often now. Like there's lots of different things I used to do when I used to feel anxious and stressed. Like and I really like the meditation because, you know, if even I was thinking today, you know, when we were doing this. Now, because we were doing that, and because we felt the pain in our arm, it took our mind away from our thoughts. And I was wondering why that's one of the reasons why we do it. And are they kriyas, you know, the one where we put our hands up like this, and then you focus on the Mula Bandha. But then what you've got to do is you inhaling and then you're pulling the navel in. You can't think about anything else. Well, your hands are like this, you're hugging the ears, you're pulling the Mula Bandha in, and then you're focusing on your breath. And I feel like they're really good mindfulness techniques to take everything away from the thinking. And then I do think you've got something behind that. And I think through the yoga, I do realize now if I'm really, really stressed or overthinking, I'm like, these thoughts aren't me. And I do feel like now I can detach. Not totally detach, because I don't think you should detach, because I think everything you are and also I think it's nice to just allow all these. I think every single thing I've read talks about, it's not that you're trying to stop thoughts coming in. You don't want to be just like totally blocked off from everything. You don't need to stop the thoughts coming in, but allow everything to just come in and out, like what you read earlier, Natalie, about the sky. You're the blue sky, and the weather comes in and out, and just let it, just give yourself a break and feel fiery. And yeah, you're worried, but it's not you, so it's okay. That's just a feeling, and then it's gonna pass. And I think if you can realize that, and you can use things like meditation and you know, just looking after your body and just actually just cherishing who you are. What we were talking about, you know, it taking all that worry away. It's almost about just giving yourself a bit of a break and just allowing you, you know, the chanting that we did earlier, I am, you are. So just leave yourself alone, let yourself be. So the higher self, I feel, is just you and just your energy and just everything that connects everything to everybody and everything. And that sounds a bit deep, but I think that's how I see, like, it's a bit like when you say you find yourself, don't you? That's how I see the higher self, I think.
Yeah. Well, I think this is great. This is great that we're just like putting together this knowledge and piecing together everything that we're doing and realizing that these techniques not only have a physical effect, but they have a mental and a mind effect, don't they? A whole life. They're like life helping things. They just help everything.
I think there's a lot of comfort as well when you think of the higher self, is that it knows everything and it's so full of wisdom, and that is us. So as we grow in this journey, you know, we'll hopefully seek approval, seek outside of ourselves so much less than perhaps we have done, you know, previously, because we actually have all the answers inside via our higher self. That, and I think that is, for me, that's the absolute dream, is to no longer need to look outside of myself for the answers and trust myself that much that I just follow that higher self and that intuition and that, without the need for anything outside of me.
How wonderful. Wonderful. So on that note, guys, let's come out that. I'll leave that for you to read on your own. Okay, so I'll just put that on as a wait. Oh no, so on homework we've got, where are we? Here. So on homework we've got yeah. Oh, where's that? Let's put this on. So that's going on to there. So we're on here and we've got the teacher and the master. So you can read it, you know, and you know, this language is a bit 70s sometimes, I do feel. But yeah, so read it and read and just try and read through that bit. And then you've got your homework, which is to create these half-an-hour sessions. However, we've only got like 2 hours. So maybe once we've created that half-hour session, we'll choose who's going to do the 1.5 hour, because the rest is going to have to be more philosophy and discussion. And we'll use the other 2, we'll bring their half-hour sessions for when we're meeting live, because I've just realised we've got the 3rd of April and then we're going to the 24th, aren't we? So it's our last session next week. Oh gosh, for this, not for Michelle, I'm not sure for us, but I think I'll have a look at what we're doing. And then yeah, so looking at that, so we've got that we'll be doing some mantras and call and response and some chanting, and then we'll be thinking about preparing Sahasrara as well, and then someone will have a half hour, so we've got to fit in quite a bit, haven't we? So yeah. What's call and response? So you chant. It's probably going to be quite difficult on Zoom. So you chant something and then chant back. So like, even if it's I am, I am, I am, I am, I am, I am, and that's call and response. Or it could be like Om Shanti, Om Shanti. It can be something just like an interactive chant going backwards and forwards. You could also do it in circles. There's different ways to do it. So let's come out of that. Okay. Yeah, so how are we feeling, guys? Let's check out how are we feeling. Natalie, there you are.
Yay! I'm here. Yeah, really good. That was a lovely lesson, and yeah, it's just nice. Yeah, it's been nice to do the physical practice, but also nice to do more of the philosophy. I do love all that, and a bit of music as well. So yeah, it's been a really nice mix today. Thank you.
Good. I'm glad you're settling and happy.
So happy.
Michelle.
Feel good. I've had it. And these sessions going really quickly for me, and it was definitely better coming back up here. I was too distracted in the snuggle with the dogs. So yeah, it's a long time to sit here, but yeah, no, it's been really good. I like doing the two together because they're both completely different. So the first one's really physical, and this is more kind of meditative, and get into that side of it, which is which I'm that's where I need to learn. So yeah, it's good.
Good, thank you. Lovely. And Chris?
Yeah, all good. Looking forward to going in the studio again. We've only got one more online, haven't we? So that should be lovely as well. So yeah, all good. Thank you.
All right, guys. Okay, so let's clear the space. We're doing 5. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Woo! Again. Woo! Again. Woo! Clear the ether. 2 more. Woo! Know it's time. Ready? Go! Woo! Have a great day. Have a great week. Look after yourselves, guys.
Bye. Thank you. Bye.
Namaste. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.